And there's been high drama unfolding in Delhi over the arrest of BJP leader Tajinder Bagga by the Punjab police this morning. Now, the BJP has staged a massive protest outside the AAP headquarters in Delhi, raising slogans against the Kejriwal government and accusing him of misuse of power. This comes after the showdown between Punjab and Haryana Police in Kurukshetra, where Punjab police cavalcade carrying Bagga was blocked. The Punjab government approached the Punjab and Haryana High Court, claiming its police personnel were being illegally held up by the Haryana Police. Meanwhile, Bagga has now been brought back to Delhi and will be presented before the Dwarka court this after. Bagga's father, in fact, had lodged a FIR against Punjab cops.
दिल्ली पुलिस ने जो हमारा सहयोग किया है, दिल्ली पुलिस का बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद।
आपकी कंप्लेंट पे एफआईआर भी हुई है, आपकी कंप्लेंट पे एफआईआर भी हुई है।
जी, मैंने कंप्लेंट की है, एफआईआर हुई है और मेरा मेडिकल भी हुआ है। मेडिकल में मुझे को जो चोटें आई हैं वो भी दिखाई गई हैं। वो सारी आपको ये पुलिस दिखा सकती है।
आपने कंप्लेंट में क्या बोला था, बताइए।
भाई, मेरे घर में गुंडे आए, मेरे बच्चे को घसीट के ले गए, मेरा बच्चा चिल्लाता रहा। मेरे बच्चे ने कहा मेरे को सर पे कपड़ा कम से कम बांध लेने दो। उन्होंने उसका मौका नहीं दिया और घसीट के बाहर ले गए। बाहर में निकला तो कम से कम 15 गाड़ियां थी।
बोलिए पूरी बात बताइए, क्या हुआ, फिर क्या हुआ?
सारे नियमों को फॉलो किया है।
क्या किया नियमों को? क्या मैंने घर में घुस के घसीट के ले जाना, ये नियम में किस नियम में बताइए? उनका कहना है जब जो हुआ
पगड़ी नहीं पहनने दी तेजिंदर,
पगड़ी नहीं पहनने दी। हम सिख परिवार से आते हैं, सर पे कपड़ा रखे बिना घर के बाहर नहीं जाते। वो घसीट के बाहर ले गए, वो चिल्लाता रहा मेरे को सर पे कपड़ा रख लेने दो, बांध लेने दो। उन्होंने एक नहीं सुनी और बाद में आपने देखा होगा उसने पगड़ पहना रखा है। तजिंदर की जितनी फोटो में देख लो वैसी पगड़ी तजिंदर की नहीं है कोई भी।
आगे आपका अगला कदम,
अच्छा बग्गा साहब, एक बार
अगला कदम ये है कि केजरीवाल को चैलेंज है मेरा कि अभी पार्टी शुरू हुई है। अब तजिंदर था, अब तजिंदर का बाप भी आएगा।
भारत माता की जय।
बग्गा साहब, अब एक बात बताइए,
मोबाइल उन पुलिस के पास है।
एक बात बता दी, एक बात, सुबह से क्या हुआ? आप लोग सो रहे थे, कैसे? वो पूरी बात से।
अरे सुबह से नहीं, 8:30 का समय था, हम लोग जगह थे। तजिंदर की मम्मी घर में नहीं है, घर में मैं और वो दोनों आदमी थे। तजिंदर के लिए मैं चाय बनाने लगा, इतने में दरवाजा खुला, पहले 2 आदमी घुसे।
All right, and for more on the story, we go across now to Harish Salve, one of the top legal minds of India. Mr. Salve, thank you so much for talking to us. Now, we are speaking at a time when there's been high drama today involving the arrest of a BJP spokesperson, a BJP functionary in Delhi. You have this instance where the Punjab police, based on an earlier complaint, has arrested the BJP spokesperson from Delhi, and there's a huge back and forth over jurisdiction and claims that this amounts to an abduction. Now, first and foremost, are the Punjab police's actions legal in your view?
I don't know if they followed the procedure, but I'm happy the media has woken up to what the Punjab police has been up to for decades. What various polices have been up to for decades, illegally walking into other states and arresting people. This has been going on for a while, and till we get a Civil Rights Act in which false arrest is made a punishable offense and the Commissioner of Police goes to jail for a false arrest, this is not going to stop.
Well, that's a big statement indeed, because the Punjab police in its defense claims that 5 notices have been issued to Mr. Bagga to join the investigation, but he was unresponsive. Does this not give a strong basis to proceed with the arrest?
It gives a strong basis to move a magistrate to get a non-bailable warrant issued or to get a summon issued or to take proceedings in a court. The time has come where the police taking the law into their own hands and arresting people has to now be limited to extreme cases of violent crime. But we are not going to do it, right? This will happen. We will all make a noise for 2 days and everybody will go home. Do you know what the common citizenry faces at the hands of police in India today? And we all join the circus. We are all happy to malign people, to come and to embarrass people because so-and-so got arrested, and then these things happen.
Also, Mr. Salve, in the Sushant Singh Rajput matter, when a member of the Bihar police was not allowed to conduct an investigation allegedly by the Mumbai police, it became a serious issue. Now, isn't that what's happening here? Do you believe that the Punjab police has a strong basis to claim that its work here is being interrupted by the Delhi police?
See, in a federal system, there are rules under the Code of Criminal Procedure. CRPC has procedures by which you have to take permission and go and investigate. And there are courtesies which states owe each other in a federation. But when things get politicized, everything gets politicized, then this kind of a nonsense goes on. And this has been going on and on. I have seen this kind of thing going on for the last 20 years. There was a time when Punjab police became the favorite resort of anybody wanting to blackmail somebody. Go file a case and have people arrested by the Punjab police. And they will come anywhere in India and pick a person up. All you need is 4 notices, 3 notices saying, oh, we sent him a notice, he didn't show up.
Absolutely. But Mr. Salve, you yourself said that this isn't the first time. Now, how do we see this panning out, and how do you think this matter will reach a logical conclusion?
We need a Civil Rights Act. We need a Civil Rights Act. First of all, we need a Civil Rights Act which will make it a punishable offense to make a false arrest. Secondly, we need amendments to the CRPC to deal with this states going into other states and investigating. We need a mechanism by which permission is first obtained before the police marches across its boundaries into another state.
Right. And lastly, Mr. Salve, would you like to say something to the Punjab Chief Minister in these circumstances?
I don't talk to politicians. I don't comment about their activities. The Constitution of India has become the handmaiden of almost every politician of this kind, and everybody, and it's so great that the police commissioner gets away scot-free. That's why he does it. Catch the police, the magistrate should catch hold of the police commissioner and send him to jail for doing this. Next time, he will not obey illegal orders like this.
Thank you so much, Mr. Salve, for joining us and sharing with us your perspective on the legal aspects of this case, because it's clearly a jurisdictional issue that's being claimed by different state polices, not just Delhi and Punjab, but also Haryana. Whether there have been violations, of course, is going to be a subject matter of investigation. But thanks so much for joining us and sharing with us your perspective. Let's now move on to our guest for more on this. We have with us Neha Joshi, spokesperson of the BJP. But I first want to go across to Vivek Srivastava, political analyst. Vivek Srivastava, you heard Mr. Harish Salve. He's one of the top legal minds, and he has come out to say that the manner in which state polices, not just Punjab, but even other state polices, to be fair, he said, have been misused, where this concept of police walking into another state in a federal structure where there are CRPC laws, we all know what transit remand really means, but despite all of these provisions, they are openly violated by different polices, and this case and this action of the Punjab police, he believes, is completely beyond the realm of the legal framework.
I think Mr. Salve was a little selective, and I think he should have seen the whole situation in a more totalitarian way. First of all, we need to know that who is Mr. Bagga. Today, Mr. Bagga's father is, crying foul, and the whole family is very sentimental, and there is a lot of media hype being created about an innocent boy. This is the same innocent boy who slapped Prashant Bhushan. Prashant Bhushan is a renowned lawyer of the Supreme Court. Even the judiciary respects him for his knowledge and his acumen, and this gentleman went and slapped him around. He claims to be the sole representative and the higher apparent of Bhagat Singh, and he does not know that Bhagat Singh had nothing to do with the right wingers, and he was primarily a leftist. Number 3, recently the latest tweet of an Aam Aadmi Party MLA, Naresh Palyan, clearly said that this Mr. Tajinder Bagga is the same man who said about Arvind Kejriwal, ki jeene nahi denge. Now this is the kind of, he's nothing but a goon. And this fellow was given summons 5 times. The dates have already been told so many times on all the channels.
I will put those political points you made across to the BJP spokesperson, sir, but on the legal point, can you have a situation, Mr. Vivek Srivastava, where, it is not about Punjab and Delhi, where police from one state, we all remember what happened during Sushant Singh Rajput. Bihar police was not allowed to investigate in Maharashtra because clearly they were beyond the realm of law. If that is indeed the case, how is it possible that police can just pick up people randomly from every state? Because this will lead to unending chaos in our country.
First of all, I don't think it was a random pickup, as we are all trying to say कि वो आए और एक unknown Indian को उठा करके उन्होंने गाड़ी में डाला.
Did they inform the Delhi police, Mr. Vivek Srivastava? Did they inform the Delhi police? Did they take transit remand from a magistrate in the National Capital Region? Answer to both those questions is a resounding no.
People from Mohali police are saying that yes, the Janakpuri SHO was intimated. Okay, even if I do believe that some paperwork was missing by chance and they were on the wrong side, it doesn't mean कि वो किसी को भी उठा के ले गए गाड़ी में डाल करके. वो एक क्रिमिनल आदमी जो 5 सम्मन्स के बाद नहीं आया है, सम्मन्स के बाद भागा हुआ है, and he's hiding in his house.
5 summons के बाद भागा हुआ आदमी है. नेहा जोशी, is that factually correct? Neha Joshi, BJP spokesperson, please respond to Vivek Srivastava.
उसकी आरती उतारे.
Neha Joshi, 1 second, you made your point. Is it factually correct that he has not responded to 5 summons? Please respond.
Mr. Srivastava, he's asking me to speak. Yes. First of all, Mr. Srivastava started out by saying, who is Tajinder Bagga? Tajinder Bagga is a citizen of this country and he enjoys as much rights as you do, Mr. Srivastava, first of all. Mr. Salve was being selective, you said. Mr. Salve is one of the sharpest legal minds in this country. And when he says legal provisions were violated, I think we should believe him. The concerned SHO at the police station was not informed. Tejinder Bagga was not given an opportunity to consult his lawyer. His father was assaulted. He was literally kidnapped from his home. 50 cops to arrest an unarmed person. He's not a terrorist, Mr. Srivastava. So if anybody is being selective here, it's you. You have forgotten that Mr. Bagga enjoys the same rights as you and I. There was no reason for the Punjab police to kidnap him.
That is what he is.
Vivek Srivastava, you say that he is responsible for beating up Prashant Bhushan, but does this mean that any person and any citizen should be beaten up by cops while they are being arrested?
No.
You justifying this behavior? Is that what you are saying tomorrow?
He has not come after 5 summons. He is not coming. He is running away.
So he should be beaten up? His father should be beaten up?
Does that mean that
his father should be beaten up, Mr. Vivek Srivastava?
His father, they are making stories, right? They are making stories. Now they have to save their skin. They cannot justify why, if they respect this constitution, why did not they respond to the summons?
Sir, his father has filed an FIR saying as much.
No, let him do it, sir. ये सब politics है. 5 बार आपको summon किया कोर्ट ने, आप नहीं गए. आप कब से constitution की respect करने लगे?
No. 1 second. If the matter is under consideration, if the legal representation has gone, and his mother says, Neha Joshi can elaborate on that. Neha Joshi, is it a factually correct statement to say that he has not cooperated with the investigation? We spoke to his mother earlier and she said that no, his lawyer or he have responded to each of those summons. 1 second, the question is not for Vivek Srivastava. Let Neha respond. 1 second. You made your point, Vivek. Let others also speak. Neha Joshi. 1 second, Vivek, you can't speak at every moment. Let others also talk now. Be a little democratic. Neha Joshi.
Sure.
His lawyer, Mr. Mittal, who's based in Chandigarh, has responded to each and every summons. So it's a blatant lie on the part of Punjab police that he hasn't responded. What happened today was a new low in India's political discourse. Mr. Kejriwal, right from the day he assumed office as the CM of Delhi, has been saying that give me the police and then I'll show you. Today he has actually shown the country what he's capable of. Right from the time that Aam Aadmi Party government has come in Punjab, Punjab police has been on a tour of the country. They knocked on the door of Kumar Vishwas, they knocked on the door of Naveen Jindal and even Alka Lamba. So, this is absolute vendetta politics. Arvind Kejriwal has set a new low in political discourse today, and I think he has exposed that he is the real fascist. They speak about fascism all over, the media.
I just want to bring in Vivek Srivastava on one simple point. Vivek Srivastava, it is one thing for you to say that BJP spokespersons are saying X, Y, and Z, but today you have an unusual situation where Sukhbir Badal of the Akali Dal, Navjot Singh Sidhu, who's very much part of the Congress, are all coming out to say that this is nothing but vendetta politics by Mr. Bhagwant Mann and Arvind Kejriwal.
That is all politics because they are all against each other.
Everyone is wrong. BJP is wrong, Congress is wrong, Akalis are wrong.
No.
Only the ruling party is correct.
No. Listen to me. Please listen to me. I am not an Aam Aadmi Party supporter, but in this particular case, this gentleman is an anti-social activist. Frankly speaking, he is an anti-social element. Okay, he is known for his violent behavior. He does not take heed of the court or of the police.
No, so the police, one second. So the police can break the law. They can break the law. They don't have to take transit remand as per you because you believe this person is an anti-social element. Even if we are to assume for a minute your argument, sir, any police can tomorrow declare any individual, any political activist or spokesperson as an anti-social element, swoop into that particular city, swoop into that particular state, arrest him without transit remand, remove him from that state illegally, and that is acceptable according to you. CRPC be damned, IPC be damned, rule of law be damned, courts of the country be damned.
The Home Ministry, which handles the Delhi police, have always manipulated the Delhi police. Be it JNU, be it Jamia, be it this
case. We're talking about the Punjab police here.
Frankly.
We're talking about the Punjab police.
Listen to me.
What about the Punjab police?
Has made an official statement that the SHO of Janakpuri was informed. One part. सेकेंडली
He was not
हमारा
informed.
एलएमआई अब तेजिंदर
It was
बग्गा के
only
माता पिता पे
after
आधारित होगा
Mr.
क्या?
Bagga was
Are we going to
kidnapped
depend
from
on
his home and
the
his father
statements
was
of the
assaulted
father and
that
mother of
the
Mr.
SHO
Tajinder
was
Bagga
informed?
to decide what is
It
right
was
and what is wrong?
after Mr.
Sir, if they've been
Bagga
beaten up,
was
if they've been
kidnapped
beaten up,
and
they have every right to speak up.
assaulted
I mean,
that
I do
the
not
SHO
know.
was
अगर इतने
informed.
दूध के दूल्हे थे तो पहले बेटे को क्वेश्चन किया when he beat up Prashant Bhushan. Nobody has beaten anyone.
Shame
These are
on you,
stories
Mr.
by his
Srivastava.
parents to shield
Mr.
them.
Vivek
Shame on
Srivastava,
you.
Mr. Vivek Srivastava,
This is
these
an
arguments are a bit
elderly
strange. These
gentleman,
arguments are a bit
senior
strange.
citizen
But I will ask a
that you're
question.
targeting.
But I will ask a question of Neha Joshi. Neha Joshi, the alacrity with which Delhi police has filed a missing persons case, has investigated it, and the Haryana police, which actually has no jurisdiction. You have Delhi police and you have Punjab police. One is where the cause of action is, where the action has taken place, or the crime allegedly has taken place and cases are registered, and the other is where the person has allegedly been rightly or wrongly been arrested. Where does the Haryana police come into this? Because this is a bizarre spectacle that we saw playing out in Kurukshetra, where the Haryana police has actually facilitated the Delhi police to take Mr. Bagga back from the custody of the Punjab police. So it's violations being violated by one set of police as well as another set of police.
So Madhav, this person was being illegally detained and taken from his state without informing the police. There were several provisions that were violated. I'm so glad that the government of Haryana rose up to the occasion, and the Haryana police, on the request of Delhi police, stopped this cavalcade that was taking Mr. Bagga illegally to Punjab. I think it's only fair what the Haryana police did. The Delhi police asked for assistance because it was their jurisdiction, and the Haryana police cooperated. So that is how a federal structure works. It doesn't work. No, Mr. Srivastava, you cannot shout over me. It doesn't work.
Vivek Srivastava, don't interrupt everyone. Please calm down now. Let me, Neha, I'm going to come to you in just a minute. There's a response coming in from Mr. Khattar.
अरेस्ट करना है तो दिल्ली पुलिस को बताना चाहिए था, और दिल्ली पुलिस को बता करके उनको अरेस्ट करे, कुछ करे, उनका अपना मामला केस करते हैं। सुबह 5 बजे उठा करके ले गए, तब उनके पिताजी ने वहाँ एक एफआईआर कराई कि मेरे बेटे का अपहरण हो गया है, किडनैप हो गया है, और वो एक गाड़ी इस प्रकार की ये है, उसमें कुछ लोग आए, उठा करके ले गए। और उन्होंने हरियाणा पुलिस को इन्फॉर्म किया कि हमें जो जानकारी मिली है कि पंजाब के कुछ लोग थे लेके गए। उसमें से हरियाणा पुलिस अलर्ट हुई, और वो गाड़ियाँ जो थी उस नंबर की, एक गाड़ी नंबर की थी, बाकी 3-4 गाड़ियाँ और थी, उनको कुरुक्षेत्र में पिपली के पास उन्होंने उसको रोक लिया, पकड़ लिया है। अब चूँकि ये केस एफआईआर हमारे पास दिल्ली की इन्फॉर्मेशन है, हमारे पास और कोई इन्फॉर्मेशन नहीं कि वो पंजाब की पुलिस है, पंजाब में पकड़ा क्या किया, उस गाड़ी को रोक करके, और चूँकि दिल्ली की इन्फॉर्मेशन है तो हमारा काम ये था कि दिल्ली पुलिस को हम हैंड ओवर करेंगे, चाहे वो यहाँ के ले जाए और चाहे यहाँ से हम दिल्ली पहुँचाएंगे, तो हमारी ड्यूटी बनती है। इस बीच में उन्होंने अपनी आइडेंटिटी बताई कि हम पंजाब पुलिस के लोग हैं, हम इनको लेकर के जा रहे हैं। तो हमारा काम यही था कि हमें चूँकि इन्फॉर्मेशन दिल्ली पुलिस की है, दिल्ली पुलिस को हैंड ओवर किया है, आप या तो दिल्ली पुलिस से ले लें या वहाँ से दोबारा जा करके अरेस्ट करें, लेकिन दिल्ली की पुलिस को इन्फॉर्म करने के लिए वो ज़रूरी था। हमारा काम हमने किया। इसके बाद आगे के घटनाक्रम में उन्होंने पंजाब पुलिस ने कहा कि हम कोर्ट में जाएंगे, ये करेंगे, वो करेंगे, उनका काम है। अल्टीमेटली हरियाणा पुलिस ने दिल्ली पुलिस को सौंप दिया, दिल्ली पुलिस लेकर दिल्ली चली गई है। आगे का काम पंजाब पुलिस जाने, दिल्ली पुलिस जाने, हरियाणा पुलिस को उसमें कोई रोल नहीं।
तो सर मदद किसने मांगी? उनके पिताजी ने मदद मांगी या दिल्ली पुलिस ने आपसे लोगों से मदद मांगी कि उनको रोका?
उनके पिताजी ने तो दिल्ली में एफआईआर कराई, दिल्ली पुलिस ने अपनी इन्फॉर्मेशन के हिसाब से हमको बताया कि यहाँ से ये गाड़ियाँ हरियाणा की तरफ गई हैं और इनमें ये व्यक्ति किडनैप होकर गया, उसको आप लोग रोकिए।
पंजाब की इस कार्रवाई के पीछे क्या लगता है सर? ये जो इस तरह से पुलिस को इन्फॉर्म नहीं करना थाना क्षेत्र की, क्या मकसद लगता है? पालन करना चाहिए तो लोकतांत्रिक व्यवस्था के हिसाब से जो सिस्टम बनता है।
पहली बात तो है कि प्रक्रिया का पालन नहीं किया गया, करना चाहिए था। दूसरा विषय ये एक पॉलिटिकल इशू है, क्योंकि इलेक्शन के दिनों में तेजिंदर बग्गा ने कई वहाँ जाकर भाषण दिया। भाषण के अंदर पुलिस यानी भाषण के अंदर एक दूसरे के ऊपर ब्लेम लगाना, पॉलिटिकल बातें करना, ये सामान्यतः चलता है। और इसमें कोई घटना होती भी है तो चुनाव आयोग के संज्ञान में आती है, बाद में पुलिस उसको देखती है और एक सहज रूप से एक चार्जशीट बनती है, उसमें कहीं छूटता है, कोई होता है, किसी को वार्निंग मिलती है, कुछ भी होता है। पॉलिटिकल इश्यूज इस प्रकार से ज़्यादा चला नहीं करते हैं, लेकिन पंजाब पुलिस के ऊपर इस प्रकार का दबाव बनाना कि एक पॉलिटिकल आदमी को वहाँ से इस प्रकार से उठा के लाना, आखिर इतना परस्पर सद्भाव रखना चाहिए। ये पॉलिटिकल पार्टियों में अगर इस प्रकार का एक वैमनस्य बढ़ेगा, वैर बढ़ेगा, तो चीज़ें कहीं तक नहीं रुकेंगी। इसलिए नहीं करना चाहिए था। हाँ, सामान्य प्रक्रिया में उस एफआईआर के हिसाब से बहुत कार्रवाई हो सकती है, चार्जशीट देते कुछ भी करते। एक भाषण के और अगर बहुत ज्यादा उसके अंदर कोई मान लो एक सीमा पार किसी द्वारा कर दी गई हो, मुझे नहीं मालूम कि क्या बोला क्या नहीं बोला ना, मैंने वो उसका कुछ सुना है, लेकिन उसका रास्ता ये होता है कि उसका निर्णय चार्जशीट करके कोर्ट के ऊपर छोड़ना चाहिए। कोर्ट का
ये पंजाब की दूसरी बड़ी कार्रवाई है जी। पहले स्मृति ईरानी जी के खिलाफ भी जैसे उन्होंने केस रखा, फिर
कुमार विश्वास पर भी किया,
तो ये क्या लग रहा है क्योंकि बग्गा जी पे भी पॉलिटिकल
डेमोक्रेटिक सेटअप को नुकसान पहुंचाने की ये कार्रवाई पॉलिटिकल शय के ऊपर, सरकार की शय के ऊपर पुलिस को करनी पड़ी होगी, ऐसा मैं मानता हूँ। है ये ना,
उसकी निंदा कर रहे हैं ना।
मैं कहता हूँ इस घटना की जितना निंदा की जाए उतनी कम है।
कल एक बहुत बड़ा हरियाणा पुलिस को बहुत बड़ी उपलब्धि थी जो करनाल के पास पकड़े हैं 4 आतंकवादी, और आज कुरुक्षेत्र सिंह पर उन्होंने वीडियो मैसेज करके और आपके नाम और विशाख का नाम देके एक और वीडियो सोशल मीडिया में भी डाल दिया, पत्रकारों को भी डालते हैं इस, क्योंकि अब आज की जो घटना पता लगी है कि लोकल लोगों से साथ भी करनाल में इन लोगों का संपर्क में थे, जैसे आज टीवी में चल रहा था एसपी करनाल की तरफ से, तो इसमें वास्तविकता क्या निकली? क्या ये भी उधर से बारी कर रहे थे या लोकल?
वैसे तो ये बहुत बड़ी ये घटना है, सुरक्षा एजेंसियों के लिए जांच करने का विषय है, कोई भी चीज़ ज़्यादा कहना हमारे लिए भी ठीक नहीं है, लेकिन जो अभी तक पुलिस की जानकारी में पूछताछ में जो बातें आई हैं, पंजाब के व्यक्ति हैं और पाकिस्तान में जो व्यक्ति बैठे हैं, बिंदा, क्या नाम था उनका, रिंडा, वहां से इन्होंने ये सामान सप्लाई किया है और जानकारी।
Alright, that was in fact the Haryana Chief Minister Manoj Khattar explaining exactly what happened. Why did the Haryana Police act? They acted on the basis of complaint from the Delhi Police is what he is saying. I'm going to ask Neha Joshi as well as Vivek Srivastava to stay on with us. We're going to slip into a very quick break, but we continue our discussion on the story.
Welcome, you're tuned into Times Now. This is Blueprint Explosive Exclusive. I'm Poonam Burde and with me is my colleague Priya Behel, and we are taking you through all of the drama that has unfolded here in the national capital since the arrest of Tajinder Bagga, the BJP leader, this morning. There was high drama when the arrest happened, and ever since then we've seen a tussle between police of 3 states, that is Delhi, Punjab and Haryana, and now the BJP is hitting the streets across the country as well, Priya.
Right, and then there is legal tussle on one side, and then there is political tussle that is adding further complications to this entire drama that has been playing out since morning. Whether it is Delhi, where it started earlier this morning, then it went to Kurukshetra, the Battle of Kurukshetra as some people chose to call it, where the police from Punjab, from Haryana as well as from Delhi came to head. Finally, round 1 of that battle being won by the Delhi police as it brought back Tajinder Pal Singh Bagga to Delhi on their way from Kurukshetra.
Now with us on this broadcast is BJP spokesperson Neha Joshi, Vivek Srivastava, political analyst also on this, because the political war of words over this is only getting shriller with each passing minute. Now Neha Joshi, some would say this is just overreach by the Delhi police. They actually went to Kurukshetra where you got a friendly state, a BJP run state, to block the Punjab police convoy which was carrying Bagga. You blocked them there, then you sent a team of your own and then took over the custody of Mr. Bagga and brought him back.
Thank you. A very good evening. First of all, forget the politics of it. Let's talk about the legal provisions. If a state police has to venture into another state and detain a person, even if they have a warrant, they're supposed to inform the concerned SHO. They're supposed to give the person to be arrested the opportunity to consult his lawyer. They're not supposed to kidnap a person and assault the elderly father and take them without informing the concerned police station. So these are all gross violations of the law that the Punjab police undertook. So, I'm only talking legal here. There is no politics in this. Once he was illegally taken off and he was on his way to Punjab, the Delhi police acted, thank God, and they informed the Haryana police. The Haryana police cooperated. And as a result, Tajinder Bagga is back to Delhi now. Thankfully, there are states in this country that don't run on the whims and fancies of leaders. There's legal provision that are followed. So, you know, Mr. Kejriwal, right from the day he assumed office as the Chief Minister of Delhi, has always said, give me the police and then I'll show you what I can do. Today, he has actually shown the country what he can do. You know, he's treated the police like his own Gestapo. He has absolute disregard for the law of the land. So what he did today was kidnapping. This was not an arrest, ma'am. This was kidnapping.
That is also the allegation that has been leveled by none other than the police of Delhi, as they have slapped charges of kidnapping against Punjab police. But Vivek Srivastava, before I come to you, we've got our colleagues on the ground reporting since morning. It has been a busy day for them, running across states. Bhavtosh and Priyank now joining us. Bhavtosh, first of all, where are we when it comes to arrival of Mr. Bagga back to the national capital where it all began?
Well, Priya, he was in Haryana and he's on his way to Delhi. In fact, he will first go to Gurugram, the residence of the duty metropolitan magistrate. In fact, Dwarka court had issued the search warrant to the SHO Janakpuri. In fact, we are standing at Janakpuri police station, and since the duty magistrate lives in Gurugram, it's expected that he will go to her residence and get the search warrant cancelled. And once that search warrant gets cancelled, he would be on his way to his residence. Now, this all has been told to us by BJP workers, and one can expect some kind of welcome for Tajinder Bagga, primarily because Delhi BJP and BJP in general is completely backing Tejinder Bagga right from early in the morning. In fact, several Delhi BJP leaders were here, and they have left Janakpuri police station only when they came to know that he will be here in Delhi. In fact, when Punjab police officers were leaving Janakpuri police station where they were detained, there were a lot of slogans shouting against them. So clearly BJP has shown full support for Tejinder Bagga.
Right.
But if you go by the statement that was issued by Punjab police, they have accused him of inciting people and also accused him of promoting religious enmity.
Right now, Priyank, Mr. Bagga is back to the national capital. But what about the Punjab police officers who were detained at the Janakpuri police station this morning? Are they still there?
No, Priya, just half an hour back, both the officers who were detained since early morning at this Janakpuri police station, although the Delhi police did not give any official reaction regarding whether they were detained or they were just told to be there and cooperate with the police official. But what officials of the Punjab police had claimed that these officers were detained have been released from this police station, and Bhavtosh was telling us that these BJP workers who were standing here also raised slogans against them. On the other side, it will be very important to see that what will be happening tomorrow in the court, because the Punjab police has already moved to the Punjab and Haryana High Court, where the status of investigation and status of whatever has happened has to be briefed to the court. And so the court's observation and the court hearing, which is expected to happen tomorrow, it will be very important to see.
Right. Mr. Srivastava, now even as this matter is being fought politically as well as legally, where do you stand on this?
As if you are talking about a Gandhian, and Mr. Tejinder Bagga is not a Gandhian. Neither does he represent the Gandhian values. He is a violent man known to have beaten up a senior
he's a citizen of this
Supreme Court,
country.
Mr. Prashant Bhushan.
All that you're saying does not
let me
matter.
speak, madam. Citizens का मतलब नहीं कि आप जाके senior citizens को पीटो. I mean, you're a citizen of this country, needs to follow the constitution. 5 summons were sent to this gentleman,
and
he was on the run.
The constitution gives him rights.
Man,
he
listen
cannot
to me
be
first.
illegally detained.
Five summons were sent to this guy time and again, starting from the first week of April. This was a man on the run. He was running away from the law. He had made communally inflammatory speeches
Mr. Srivastava,
in the
get
Punjab.
your facts right. Mr. Bagga has responded to each of these summons through his lawyer. So get your facts right when you come on TV.
And no, my facts are very clear. Don't try to cover up.
National television.
Prashant Bhushan ko marne wale gunde ko aap cover up mat dijiye. And the only person whom you are trying to quote is his parents, who are trying to defend him. This fellow has been a violent man.
But Mr. Srivastava, if I could come in on this, what is wrong in his parents trying to defend him? The video footage that has come out actually shows that he was sitting in his house when the police came him there. One of the policemen is actually very nicely accepting a welcome drink, downing it, and then they drag him away. Is that the way the police should operate, irrespective of the crime that has been done by the person?
They asked him to come. See, please listen to me. They asked him to come. When he was not coming, then the police has to take some action. आप चाहते क्या हैं? पुलिस बैठ करके वहाँ पे कीर्तन करेगी क्या? I mean, he is a guy on the run. This fellow is running away from the law. He is not listening to the court. It is the court which gave 5 summons. Why was he not responding?
That's a blatant lie.
Why was he not coming?
That is a blatant lie, Mr. Srivastava. Get your facts right. And the police cannot break the law.
A violent one who beats up people. That is what he is. So don't try to defend him. And that is the culture of your party. And not only
I will defend him. I will defend him because he's a citizen of this country and he enjoys as much rights as you and I. He was kidnapped today. His elderly father was assaulted. Blatant misuse of power by Mr. Arvind Kejriwal and Bhagwant Mann. This was a blatant violation of his human rights. Human rights that you claim to be a champion of, Mr. Srivastava. Day and night you sit on national television and talk about human rights. What about Tajinder Bagga's human rights? What about his elderly father?
Oh please, what human rights, yaar? You know what he is.
You claim to be a champion of human rights, Mr. Srivastava.
Right, do stay on with us, gentlemen, because the questions that are being raised by you have in some extent been addressed by Union Minister. Ashwini Vaishnav has in fact come out and tweeted that democracy under attack. Opposition-ruled states are blatantly abusing law enforcement machinery and misusing people's mandate to attack BJP Karyakartas. Now, his reference is not just limited in all likelihood to what happened to Tajinder Pal Singh Bagga. It could also have been aimed at other BJP leaders across the country. But Mr. Vivek Srivastava and Neha Joshi, what do you have to say when Ashwini Vaishnav says that when it comes to opposition-ruled states, they are misusing law enforcement machinery, a charge that has also been levelled for BJP-ruled states, whether it is Assam when Jignesh Mawani was arrested, or it is Maharashtra where Ranas were put behind the bars by Aghadi government just for a dare.
Yes, I need only 10 seconds, then Neha can respond. Only thing I am trying to say is it is a very dangerous trend what happened today. It's a black day for this nation. A case when the police of our own country between two states are fighting. Just understand what is happening today. The BJP says, my ruled states, the police is different. Your ruled states, the police is different. And it's going to be police versus police. So Haryana Police and Delhi Police are one because they are responding to the Home Minister. Whereas the Punjab Police is separate, the Bengal Police is separate, the Rajasthan Police is separate. This is dangerous for the federal structure of the nation. And if the central government encourages
it's an error on part of all three, some would say, Haryana, Delhi and the Punjab Police. All of them have certain lapses that they need to answer to. The alacrity that they showed, which they otherwise don't seem to show in multiple other cases. And that is a question that is being raised on part of all of the three state polices. For the moment, I'd like to thank Vivek Srivastava and Neha Joshi for joining us here on this broadcast. But this, of course, remains our top focus story on Times Now all through prime time today.